All right, folks, let's get fired up here tonight. A little live session. It's been a minute since we've done this. Didn't get a chance to record my videos today, so I figured I'd just fire up a live show tonight and we'd run through all the news, current events, cryptocurrency, and the greatest transfer of wealth in world history. Everything is at my website, zachrector.com. I just like to shoot it straight for you guys, show you how I'm taking advantage of the greatest transfer of wealth in world history. No games, no BS, no sponsorships or promotions here. If you want to use our affiliates to get precious metals, to pick up your cold storage wallet, that is fantastic. We appreciate the support, along with you smashing that thumbs up. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss on nights like this when I'm just firing up a live show. Sometimes I do this. I used to do this way more often. I used to go live for hours. Now I'm a family man, and we got two businesses that we run every day, 24/7. We're moving and doing it. Real deals in the middle of a bear market, in the middle of a recession. Nothing can stop what is coming for Ripple, XRP, and our businesses and how we are taking care of our families. God willing. What an amazing opportunity. I just sent out the tweet, so let's get this party started live. Here we go. It is Wednesday, hump date, and May 24th, 2023 is the date. Already almost halfway through the year. We're just flying along here. And at the time of this recording here, we're at 7:30 on the West Coast. 26,000 for your Bitcoin, 1774 for your Ethereum, and XRP is trading at 45 cents. Now we take a look at the sticks. We're back down today. That's not what we meant to do right there. There you go. Take a look at the sticks with me. Back below 26, at 26 here right now at the time of this recording, but down to 25.8 earlier today. Got to watch it closely. I'm currently not in a trade. Market's being impacted by this debt default drama. We're going to get right on into it, guys, starting off with our current events. And you guys know, if you're new here, we go current events, cryptocurrency, and then we talk about how we're running our businesses, how we're prepping, how we got our precious metals, what we're doing with real estate, all of the asset classes. And that is the basic premise of our show here. Current events and why do they matter? You know, what role does Ron DeSantis play? We saw him make his announcement tonight. What role is Donald the Trump playing? We got Elon the Musk, you know, our favorite actors and characters that all play their role in this grand stage. Current events, why does it matter to us? Then we get into cryptocurrency. Okay, and we talk about the broader economy before we roll into cryptocurrency. But we talk about crypto because this is how you reset a financial system. Now, every time a new asset class is presented, we see the dollar struggle. We've seen this in the past. You can go back in history. Last time we did this was back in the 70s when we took the dollar off the gold standard. Before that, you had the Great Depression. And we're seeing something similar set up here. They don't want to offend anybody, so they don't call it a recession. But we know it's a matter of, are we on the way to another Great Depression type recession? Okay. Now, for those of you who are new here, please, I don't try to get political. We are going to talk about DeSantis briefly. We're going to talk about the program underway in the Biden crime family, White House. We mentioned Trump here and there, but we just continue to ask, how's your program working out? Because no matter what politician is elected, no matter what dance is taking place in DC, can you take care of your family this month? Can you pay your bills? Do you have extra to stockpile this month? Do you have extra to invest? That is what matters most. So just understand that context as we roll into the current events. We just asked the simple question, how is your program working out? Now let's get right on into it. You guys tell me if this is a coincidence. Right on into it. Check it out here, folks. Chinese state-sponsored hackers compromised critical U.S. cyber infrastructure. So I did not clickbait you. I never clickbait you. If it's in the title, we're going to explain why it's in the show, and we're looking at a serious situation that's underway. Chinese state-sponsored hackers compromised critical U.S. cyber infrastructure, according to Microsoft. So this is their report, and this is what's come out here today. You guys tell me if it's a coincidence that on the very same day, they are now reporting that China and Russia to fast-track plans to develop BRICS payment system outside of U.S. control. Now, we see dozens upon dozens of countries joining BRICS formally. We see dozens upon hundreds of countries that are abandoning and ditching the U.S. dollar in real time, not up for debate, in real time, dropping our treasuries. And now we see that they want to accelerate their new system. And apparently they've launched an attack against us. I can't confirm that. That's being reported by Microsoft, picked up by everybody. It's being shared far and wide right now. Something that we've warned about is the critical infrastructure and how vulnerable it is in this country. Don't know if we're going to get 10 days of darkness, 3 days of darkness, or if a hurricane's going to come through town. But regardless, our community's been prepped out. We're ready for whatever they got planned for us. We asked the question just over the last 24 hours. I have a TikTok that's going viral, and I talk about the satellite phones that went out. We now see this event playing out, and we ask the question, what is the next event? What is the next distraction that they have planned? Because you know that they want to get our eyes off of this default drama on the fact that our country's broke, and we're going to get right on into that. So let's check it out here, folks. So what we're looking at is Robert Kiyosaki unhinged. This is why I like Robert. First off, he's a Marine Corps veteran, served in Vietnam. And now he's at an age where he doesn't care. He doesn't care about offending anybody, and he lets it fly on Twitter. And I love to see it. He says, politicians debating raising $30 trillion U.S. debt limit, bad comedy, kabuki theater. Facts are U.S. bankrupt. Unfunded liabilities as Social Security are over $250 trillion. Now, if you've been listening here with me, we've been talking and citing about $150 trillion in unfunded liabilities. But Robert, I don't know where he's pulling these numbers. We're going to have to go fact check that. But regardless, he's making the claim here that they owe $250 trillion in unfunded liabilities, which wouldn't surprise me at all. We know Social Security, Medicare, all of the liabilities that they have on their balance sheet, upwards of $150 trillion plus, and the $30 trillion is just the number here, the federal government's debt that they've racked up. Financial market derivative assets measured in quadrillions, thousands of trillions, WTF. Now, this is what's funny about Robert is he says buy gold, silver, and you know he's on the Bitcoin train. I am waiting to see when Robert is going to talk about XRP, talk about this Ripple lawsuit, and talk about, the replacement to Bitcoin, right? Because for all of us in our community, we already understand this. We like our gold. We like our silver. We got our silver. I got my 10 ounces. I got my 1 ounces. And if you guys need to take advantage of our weekly special, Andy Scheckman, Miles Franklin, they're running a special $3.49 over spot price on your 10 ounces if you're looking to get some silver. And I have some interesting data points to share with you guys on silver at the end of this episode. We love our gold. We love our silver. I don't care for Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is old tech, and Robert, he's an older guy, so maybe he's just getting caught up to speed, and I would bet almost everything that I got that he has a little kid working behind a computer for him that has picked up some other cryptocurrencies and very possibly XRP as well. Now, I did get a chance to meet Robert in Vancouver. I should have asked him if he owned XRP, but I am hoping to still connect with Robert in the future. But continuing on this debt default drama, this guy, Tom Elliott, gives us a little thread breaking down the situation and why the Democrats are desperate to raise the debt ceiling. Now, remember, I don't care to get political. I just ask, how's the program working out? When next week the Treasury starts taking in less than it's scheduled to distribute, many progressives claim that the U.S. will default. But as I've been explaining over the last couple weeks, this is false. And he shows a little gif, a little meme of our president not knowing where he's at, looking. It's just unbelievable. But let's run through this thread real quick. The CBO, which is the Congressional Budget Office, projects 2023 interest on the debt will run $640 billion. 2023 federal tax receipts are estimated to be $4.6 trillion, 7 times more than needed to avoid default. So we're missing it by a lot. Federal law and the Constitution requires creditors to be paid in full, whereas discretionary spending is merely allocated. So you have a difference between creditors who need to be paid in full and the discretionary spending, which, i.e., we're talking about the woke programs. When revenues can't meet expenditures, the president is the authority on which payments are made. If anyone's holding the economy hostage, it's Democrats, who are threatening default as leverage against Republicans to expand borrowing for unrelated, wasteful spending. So they want to expand the borrowing for spending. Whether you think it's good spending or bad spending, that is what they want to do. They don't want to cut spending at all. Why? Well, without mere debt, Democrats will need to start paring back discretionary spending, which incidentally is what a majority of Americans want them to do per a CNN poll. So Americans want them to rein back in this discretionary spending. And like I say, I'm in that same camp. I don't care if the program's woke. I don't care if you love it. I don't care what country you want to support. We are bankrupt. We are bust. Our dollar is dead. We have to reset, restructure all of it. We have no credibility on the world stage. Democrats are nonetheless refusing, and the reasons are obvious. The $1.2 trillion Build Back Better bill makes it rain all over Dems' green energy donor base. The $400 billion CHIPS Act likewise scratches the back of America's most profitable and staunchly progressive industry, showering tech companies with hundreds of billions in unnecessary handouts. The $2 trillion American Rescue Plan similarly rewards teachers' unions for their unwavering support of Democrats. What do these beneficiaries of Dems' largesse do with these trillions of dollars? In large part, they return the cash to Democratic office holders in the form of campaign donations. It's a big funneling operation. The debt ceiling then means this gravy train is forced to return to the station. So meanwhile, right, like we say with the suppressed assets and XRP and Rosie Rios, quoted as saying that the train has left the station, their gravy train is going to have to come back to the station and get parked. The cycle of crony capitalism and corruption is temporarily disrupted. Now, that's the funny part. I could rant for another hour about how they're teaching us socialism in the schools and how capitalism is the most evil thing when we haven't had true free markets. We have crony capitalism, and we want to blame capitalism and think that we need to go to this different woke socialist program, even though socialist communist governments contributed to the largest amount of death to humanity in the 20th century. It was death by government, genocide, democide, and it was done by socialist communist governments. So the history that's being taught and the program that's being taught is socialism, wokeism, and the fact of the matter is we haven't had true capitalism in this country. Some would argue for decades, some would argue since we've had the Federal Reserve 100 years ago. But that's a whole hour-long separate conversation that I'm just going to summarize right there. But without raising the debt ceiling, there will be no default. The only crisis will be for Democrats, who will need to get more creative in their attempts at laundering tax dollars back into their own pockets. The crisis is not the debt ceiling. The crisis is the debt itself. And I would happen to agree, and I would have to call out the Republicans as well, just because I know I'm going to get it in the comments. And like I said, I don't care left, right, up, down, who you love or what you believe in. Does your program work out? Are you winning? It's a yes or no answer. It's a pass or a fail. Is your family going to make it through the recession? Is your business going to make it through the recession? I don't care about your politics. What we see here is debt that's unsustainable, government programs that we can't afford. And it is ludicrous, right, on both sides of the aisle to have us selling out. And we have to call it out. And so that's where we stand. And that's why they want to raise this debt ceiling once again. They don't care about our children's future. They don't care about destroying the opportunity within this country. They're all globalist puppets. And if they're not globalist puppets, they're puppets to the corporations that have all gone woke too. We see how that program's working out. And this is where the people have your power. You have the power within your money. You are voting when you go to one of my affiliates down below and you roll over your 401k retirement account to precious metals, or you have my buddies at Andy Sheck and Miles Franklin ship you the metals directly. You are voting with your dollars when you choose not to support the woke corporation that's trying to brainwash your children. You're voting with your dollars. And now whether we're using the dollar as a currency or you're using your silver, or you're using your XRP, this is where we have the power, and we have to take it back, and we have to call them out on both sides. Dang it. I'm going to try to keep it clean tonight, but it gets me fired up every time we talk about this. They have sold out our children's future, and they want to kick the can down the road once again. We continue, and we roll on in. We have one more article here before we get into the cryptocurrency update. Guys, check it out. Check it out right here. Oh, sorry. I meant to show you guys this. I did just subscribe to Bloomberg. I paid there, I forget what it was, $2 a month, $6 a month, whatever they're charging, because I wanted to be able to pull these articles for you guys. But apparently the U.S. AAA credit rating may be cut by Fitch on the debt limit impasse. Ratings company warns on worsening political partnership. Treasury bill yields maturing early next month surged. They surged above 6%. We haven't seen that in a while, but this is off the news here. Fitch Ratings said it may downgrade the U.S. AAA credit rating to reflect the worsening political standoff that's preventing a deal to solve the nation's debt ceiling crisis. The warning is due to the increased partisanship that is hindering a resolution to raise or suspend the debt limit despite the fact approaching so-called X date, the ratings company said in a statement. The X date, you don't say. That's pretty interesting. The yen, a traditional haven currency, spiked as traders reacted to the news before paring gains. Benchmark treasury yields edged lower in early Asia trading Thursday. Markets have been showing increasing signs of concerns over the standoff, with rising premiums on bills maturing when the risk of default is highest, while the S&P 500 index has declined for 2 days. Fitch's announcement is a bit of a slap to the negotiators from the White House and Republicans, said Tony Sycamore, and I'm going to leave it at that. So you guys are seeing what's taking place, and as I said, we have no credibility, and the ratings agencies are bought and paid for. We all understand that. They're always going to be late to the game. Same BS about not even admitting that we're already in a recession. Same BS as far as manipulating the CPI lie. Now we calculate it differently. Now you identify as whatever you want. And now it just doesn't matter. As long as you get to participate, you're a winner. That program's coming to an end, and it's happening very quickly, and you're about to see it as we see in this chart right here. Update S&P 1929 versus 2023. The S&P 500 index was officially created in 1957. Remember, same thing as the CPI lie. They recalculated, and they have to change this every so often. So the most recent S&P 500 index was officially created in 1957, but data from the companies it tracks goes back to 1871. Data is compiled in the chart you see and represents an accurate picture of what happened back in 1929. Good luck, everyone. Let's pull this up on the big screen. You guys can see right here, folks. We're taking a look. This is the S&P 500 in 1929, and you see this bull trap rally, a 76% bull trap rally that occurred in the S&P 500, and right now you see something similar playing out. Typical recession takes us down 60%. You see where that goes? Back down to about 2,000 for that S&P 500. And 1929 level chaos was a 90%. Can you imagine that? I mean, I can't even imagine that, right? Anything is at stake. You pick, you decide, throw a dart on the chart between 60 to 90%. Now, maybe it won't even be that bad, but just imagine another 50%, another 40%, what that's going to do to the average person. We'll see if they finally want to call it a recession then. But with that being said, folks, we understand how they're going to reset this system. Whether it drops 50%, whether it drops 90%, whether we get 10 days of darkness, no matter what happens, when the power comes back on, when they flip the switch back on, when they turn the systems back on, we know where this goes, and it's getting confirmed on a daily basis. Folks, check this one out as we roll on into the cryptocurrency update. I just want to say cheers real quick. Thank you for joining me tonight. Haven't ran up a live stream in a minute, so if you appreciate the live show, make sure you smash that thumbs up for me and drop a comment down below. Thank you so much. Massive cryptocurrency update coming your guys' way. Let's check it out. Breaking. The state-ran Chinese media outlet CCTV has just broadcasted news about Hong Kong's upcoming crypto adoption. We've translated the coverage into English. Starting from June 1st, 2023, guidelines for operators of virtual asset trading platforms will officially take effect. Now, I reported on this yesterday, and we did report on how Ripple just flipped the switch over there in Hong Kong. Hong Kong Monetary Authority selecting Ripple to help them tokenize real estate using the CBDC there, the Hong Kong e-currency. Operators who are currently or planning to provide services related to the virtual asset trading in Hong Kong must apply for a license from the Hong Kong Securities and Futures Commission. But check this out. They're giving people that safe harbor, right? Allowing them to come into compliance. Those currently operating in Hong Kong need to apply within 9 months after June 1st. They can only continue to operate in Hong Kong after approval. Operators who do not intend to apply for a license should start to orderly end their operations in Hong Kong. So there you go. They talk about this. The first challenge we see is the safety on the network. It's a significant challenge. The second is the protection of customer assets, how they are stored and handled. We're definitely seeing that. And the third point, of course, is conflicts of interest. Because this platform can see the customer's orders, we pay special attention to their internal controls and their conflict of interest. Now, I don't know if this is their president. I don't know who this is, and I'm not even going to try to say their name. But they emphasize that although the relevant system will take effect on June 1st, so just like FedNow, right? Some debate on whether FedNow is going to go live on June 1st or July 1st, but regardless, same time frame within a month. They're flipping over that although the relevant system will take effect on June 1st this year, the Hong Kong Securities and Futures Commission has not yet approved any virtual asset trading platform to provide services to retail investors, and most of the virtual asset trading platforms accessible to the public are not regulated by the Hong Kong Securities and Futures Commission. So you're going to have to come into compliance, but you have time to do so. You have 9 months. Safe harbor passage. Golly, can you imagine us getting something similar in the United States? And we're going to see, how strict they are. But once again, they talk about what the three priorities are: the safety of the network, protection of customer assets and how they're stored and handled, and then the fact that these exchanges get to see your orders. And we know all the bot trading, all the rigging. I cannot wait to clean this space up. And they're stalling out, and you guys understand that, but it is coming. Our time is coming. Now, let's take a look at this one here, folks. We have a major milestone in the XRP ledger. Just closing 80 million ledgers in about 10.5 years. Thank you to all network participants for your contributions. So huge shout out to the developers, those who are running this network. You don't get paid to run this network, right? There's no proof of work. There's no proof of stake. There's no rewards. And these folks still keep this ledger running. And I'm so excited to see, once we get the regulations passed here, you're going to see all of the utility set free, the real businesses coming live, and we're already starting to see it outside the United States. We get news from Cointelegraph like this, folks. Check it out. Absolutely major. And I saw this because this was retweeted actually by Anthony Welfare, who is the main CBDC advisor to Ripple. NFT ticketing dishes out a punch at Mixed Martial Arts League. A little cheeky title there. Kind of cute. The Mixed Martial Arts Organization Professional Fighters League will use NFT tickets, becoming the latest sports body to explore Web3 ticketing functionality. So real utility for NFTs, not just memes. And where's it happening? You guys already know, the XRP ledger. Non-fungible tokens use case as a ticketing solution continues to grow as the Mixed Martial Arts Organization Professional Fighters League adopts the technology. The PFL, which features a season format that differs from the massively popular Ultimate Fighting Championship, has partnered with Web3 firm Crosstower to roll out NFT tickets powered by Ripple's XRP ledger. The launch of, well, for one, this is not Ripple's XRP ledger. This is Cointelegraph that's still telling lies like this 10.5 years later. This is not Ripple's ledger. In fact, we have another company, Crosstower, that is actually utilizing the XRP ledger here. Nothing to do with Ripple. This is Crosstower, a Web3 firm, not Ripple's XRP ledger. But nonetheless, this is what we've come to expect from Cointelegraph. The launch of the tickets will coincide with the start of the 2023 fighting season and marks the 5th year since the PFL began. An announcement shared with Cointelegraph highlighted many exclusive add-ons, including the NFT VIP tickets, including cage-side seating, attendance of pre-fight weigh-ins, meet and greets with fighters from the PFL, ring walk experiences, and more. And this is just getting started. And it's just a matter of getting them online, right? It's just a matter of, okay, this is the PFL. Not a big deal. Not the UFC. It's not Crypto.com spending millions of dollars to be on the main ring when you're watching the UFC fights, right? But it's the start. It's the PFL. Next, you have the UFC. They've already let the crypto guys advertise. The next stage is actually using NFTs for the tickets and other utility. But then it's just another country. Then it's just another bank. You guys see how we're flipping the switch on a daily basis. Everybody thinks that the flip of the switch is going to be XRP going to 589 tomorrow, and maybe something like that does happen down the road. We're going to see XRP melt faces. I have zero doubt about that. But in the meantime, this is just flipping the switch, one business at a time, one bank, one institution at a time, one country at a time, and the price doesn't move. Okay, just wait, just hold on. It's coming. There is a serious shortage of XRP. I'm telling you that right now. Once the regulations are set free, once we have clarity, the supply shock will be incoming. Just wait on that. Now, major news there. We love to see it. XRP ledger utilization, love to see it. Next, we see that Ripple continues to press down full throttle. Ripple invest in $40 million decentralized infrastructure fund, another investment, not necessarily XRP related, but you guys know where this goes. The San Francisco-based blockchain company is one of the key participants in a newly announced $40 million fund by Dispersion Capital dedicated to the burgeoning field of Web3 infrastructure. Okay, that's cool. Next, we move on over to this. 2023 New Value Report. Top 5 crypto trends in business and beyond. This was released by Team Ripple today, May 23rd, or I guess yesterday, my bad. This was dropped yesterday. New value report from Ripple, though, absolutely major. I'm going to skim through it right here. Divided into 3 primary sections, tokenize, manage, and move. This year's report surveyed over 1,700 global finance leaders across financial institutions and enterprises regarding institutional, DeFi, tokenization, CBDCs, payments, and more. The top 5 2023 crypto trends in business. Let's take a look at these 5. Number 1, crypto outlook remains overwhelmingly positive. Love to see it. Number 2, high expectations are translating into real-world deployments. We are turning on these systems, actually starting to utilize them. 79% of all respondents are either very or extremely confident about integrating cryptocurrency solutions into their businesses. How about that? How about partnering with a company like Ripple that'll make it seamless, that'll make it effortless? Oh, by the way, you can roll out a CBDC in one day. Let's get it done. Number 3, anticipation for tokenized real-world assets continue to grow. As we reported in the last article, right? Fire it up. Real-world tokenized assets continuing to grow. Ripple just recently selected by the Hong Kong Monetary Authority for tokenizing real estate. Love to see it. Number 4, payments is the top use case for holding crypto. Love to see it. And what are we addressing? Payments. We solve payments first, then we can do NFTs next, then we can tokenize real estate next. You got to have scalability, you got to have efficiencies. We've done it. XRP ledger, 80 million transactions, 10.5 years. We're just getting started. Utilities starting to kick in. DeFi is coming to an institution near you, and the XRP ledger is one of the best to fire it up. You guys know the deal. They are looking to get into this. This is what takes down the banks unless the banks adopt it. They have to adopt it. And so this is why you're seeing institutions are ready. They have high expectations, and they're getting ready to turn it on. Love to see it. Absolutely major. Now we continue on with major deals, major partnerships with Ripple. Ken Kruska is founding member of the U.S. Faster Payments Council as well as the head of product at Amazon and is also a member of the FedNow community group. Craig DeWitt, who was product director at Ripple, is now vice chair of the Faster Payments Council. So this is something that we've covered in the past, and this is an absolutely major deal. What you have is Craig DeWitt, who used to be product director at Ripple, is now vice chair of the Faster Payments Council. Now you look at this Faster Payments Council and who's on it. You also have Ken Kruska, who is the head of product at Amazon. And so many people are asking the question, is Ripple XRP in competition with FedNow? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And FedNow is more of a front end where we see XRP utilization, ODL, more of a back end solution, right? So not in competition in the slightest. And you actually see a former director from Ripple representing Ripple and the XRP ledger, we can assume, on that Faster Payments Council. Many people have been speculating on whether or not Amazon has any involvement or partnership with Ripple. Many people get confused because Ripple does use AWS services. That doesn't really mean much. But what we have here is being in the room with the people that matter. And this has been happening for years. And another major key is that you're seeing the systems go live right now. So all the talk, all the partnerships, oh, this is cool. Is there a partnership there? Speculation here. What we see is they're turning it on. FedNow going live. We see the same thing in Hong Kong. And we see the same thing happening in countries across the world, and that they're firing up the new system. Some countries choosing to go to gold-backed crypto. Some countries choosing to build their CBDC on the XRP ledger. Some countries don't have a CBDC because they don't have a central bank, but they're building a national stable coin, okay? So the fact checkers, they like to come at me and say, it's not a CBDC, it's a stable coin. Okay, same thing. You got Palau, you got Bhutan. Now you see Bank of Montenegro partnering up with Ripple. Now you see Hong Kong selected. Now you see a new office in Dubai. Now you see Switzerland Medico acquisition, $250 million. That's flipping the switch on in all of these countries simultaneously. Now, whether you're going to get on the train, whether your country's going to get on the train or not, that's yet to be determined. It's yet to be determined whether or not we got the gold. It's yet to be determined who's going to adopt XRP and technology that's actually going to run the new financial system, not a hope and a dream and a prayer and a failure like we see with Bitcoin. Now, let me continue on. I'm going to let this guy go off. This guy is dropping the sauce for about 3 minutes, connecting Ripple, and he says this. This is Cyprus Demansicur. He says, if this doesn't prove to you that XRP is being used by regulated banks, I don't know what else will. FedNow, McKinsey and Company, G30, Banking Circle, Euro Ixim Bank, and huge shout out to Cyprus Demansicur for going off here for about 3 minutes, dropping the sauce. But I wanted to make a key point on this before I share this with you guys. It's not just Ripple getting in the room. It's XRP as well. And XRP getting mentioned. And XRP getting tested. And if you don't think that deals have been done behind the scenes, you're asleep at the wheel and you haven't done your research. And we now have proof with the 1,700 investment contracts that were cited in the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit. 1,700 contracts for distributing XRP were done with Ripple and market makers and exchanges and partners. So we know that the deals have been getting done, and we can assume that there's also been some other ones for pre-allocation behind the scenes. So like I said, it's not just Ripple getting in the room. It's not just banks and CBDCs being built on the forked private version of the XRP ledger, not the public ledger. You're seeing them mention the XRP ledger specifically, and you're going to see them having made allocations that are absolutely massive. You already saw it with R3 trying to get 5 billion XRP. So I just want to reiterate the point that this is not just Ripple getting in the room, taking pictures and acting cool and acting classy as ever as Brad and team does the worldwide tour. It is XRP as well. So let this gentleman here, Cyprus Demansicur, go off here for about 3 minutes here, breaking this down. This is incredible. Dropping the sauce. You guys check this out.
This video is honestly going to blow your mind. Go to the fasterpaymentstaskforce.org website. You guys can see downloading 2 of these final reports, part 1 and part 2, faster payments. You guys can see right there. Let's head over to these reports. It says, through competitive bidding processes, the Federal Reserve, on behalf of the task force, hand-selected McKinsey & Company to serve as the Qualified Independent Assessment Team, or the QIAT. That plays an important role. That's part 1. Let's go over to part 2. At the beginning of the process, the QIAT received 25 proposals submitted to the Faster Payments Task Force. Right here, 3 or more proposers opted out of the final report, leaving 16 final proposals. Who were the 16 final proposals? One of them being Ripple. Don't forget, hand-selected by the Federal Reserve, McKinsey & Company. Keep that in mind. So let's go over here to a G30 or Group of 30 PDF. You guys can see at the top, G30 Digital Currencies PDF, and it says, Ripple, a real-time gross settlement system currency exchange and remittance network whose digital currency XRP leapfrogs slow and expensive correspondent banking. If such a global currency, so it's mentioning XRP as a global currency. Now, what I found very interesting is that McKinsey & Company on this same exact G30 PDF is mentioned 2019 Global Payments Report. So I did some more digging. I went to that report. 2019 Global Payments Report. You guys can see right here. Blockchain initiatives are particularly well suited to the field of trade finance and continue to draw significant attention and investment beyond the established use case in cross-border payments and corresponding banking, such as those developed by Ripple. This is directly from McKinsey & Company. Again, the 2019 Global Report. Very interesting, right? So, mentioning trade finance, have you guys ever heard of Banking Circle? Financial infrastructure that you can bank on? If you haven't, Let me blow your mind real quick. Let's go over to their website. Banking Circle is a fully licensed next generation payments bank that is designed to meet the global banking and payments needs of payments. They can't be connected to SWIFT in any way, shape, or form. Very interesting. What about all the people that say that banks have never utilized XRP? Well, let's go back to the Banking Circle PDF, and you guys can see right here, EuroXim Bank has recently announced its participation with Ripple for real-time payments, low liquidity requirements for FX transaction using XRP cryptocurrency. Even more interesting. Do you guys remember that 2019 global reports from McKinsey & Company mentioning Ripple in trade finance? Well, let's even further blow your mind. Right here from, again, the winter issue 2020 from Banking Circle, it says, where does Ripple come into the picture? Using the on-demand liquidity capabilities of RippleNet, our clients are able to switch into and out of their own currency using Ripple's XRP cryptocurrency as the underlying digital asset. The supply of demand for liquidity is effectively almost unlimited. The switches into and out of XRP take place almost immediately. Even further interesting, guess what's right here? It says, in other words, we are taking advantage of a dedicated, tried and tested platform, which is based on blockchain distributed ledger technology. Of course, the potential for Ripple goes a long way beyond trade finance and the associated payments. That is absolutely freaking massive.
And that's how you drop the sauce right there in about 3 minutes. A huge shout out. That was absolutely amazing and a great research, great work. Now I want to give a shout out to Mark Tilson. I saw you dropped a 10 spot there, Mark. Thank you for that super chat. And XRP Angel, appreciate the super chat as well. Now let's continue on, guys. We got another one. And when I tell you guys, we have a massive update. We have a major update, and this is breaking. I just saw this for the first time getting shared on Twitter right before I fired up this live stream. You guys check this one out. We get an answer from Brad Garlinghouse. He expects a court case resolution in weeks and not months following the recent court news regarding the Hinman emails. Now, I need to correct that statement. I don't know if he actually said a court case resolution. I think that he means that we're going to get the summary judgment ruling or order, whatever it's called. I don't know if he said resolution, but let's take a listen. This is Brad getting interviewed on some channel. You guys take a listen in on Brad Garlinghouse, though.
Now, in terms of where things stand today, I'll try to not get too much into the legal weeds. You are right that I feel very confident that we'll see a decision from the courts in this year. In fact, I think I would guess it'll be in weeks, not months. There's some decisions that happened last week that you may have read about, that the judge ruled against the SEC's effort to redact certain information about a very kind of infamous speech that the then director of corporate finance, a guy named Bill Hinman, gave, talking about why ETH, in his view, was not a security. And the court just ruled last week that the notes and emails associated with that are going to be made public and should be public around June 13th. So I think that's a huge win for transparency. But what really calls out is there hasn't been clarity. And despite calls and demands from leaders across the crypto industry, we haven't seen that yet. But as I said, Ripple decided to lean in and fight this fight, both for Ripple, but for the whole industry. We've spent a lot of money defending it. And I think what we've called out is really that the government in the United States and the SEC particularly is putting politics ahead of smart policy. And because of that, you're seeing entrepreneurs go overseas. You're seeing companies like Ripple. Most of our hiring is non-US now. Most of our customers, as I mentioned, are non-US. And so I think it's kind of to be expected.
Now, how about that, folks? Weeks, not months, by the end of the year. But he says he's even more confident that maybe even weeks. And he did say an answer from I'm going to play this again. We got to listen to this again. You guys listen in. This is Brad Garlinghouse saying that we're going to get an answer in weeks, not months. Let's take a listen again. We got to fact check this, double check this again.
In terms of where things stand today, I'll try to not get too much into the legal weeds. You are right that I feel very confident that we'll see a decision from the courts in this year. In fact, I think I would guess it'll be in weeks, not months. There's some decisions that
he says a decision from the court. Is that a resolution? Is that a conclusion? A decision from the court. Now, we're definitely going to get the summary judgment ruling, this year. It is coming. And I keep on, saying it. We're all still making videos. The whole space is kind of hype again as we get our hopes and our prayers and our dreams up and our anticipation sitting on the edge of our seat. And golly, it feels freaking amazing to hear him say that with that type of confidence. I feel a little giddy right now. But we've been here, right, in the XRP community. And nonetheless, it is coming. It is coming. And like you said in Vegas, we're going to win this thing, and then we're going to have the real party. And so you guys have it there. You guys see what's taking place. Weeks, not months, folks. Prepare yourselves as we see the suppressed assets get ready to take off. We got more data, as I said, on silver on our way out. You guys got to check this out. 340,000 ounces of silver left the COMEX vaults today. Registered stock dropped over 1%. The physical silver squeeze is in full force. The only question now is, when will futures traders wake up? When the reversal starts, it will be hard to stop. Another one from JC. Silver inventory on the Shanghai Futures Exchange has now plunged 16.6% in just 8 days. Check that out, guys. Now, the COMEX just did 1%, right? Registered stocks dropped over 1%. In Shanghai, they are sending it, or I should say draining it. They plunged 16.6% in just 8 days. For years, people have awaited the elusive silver squeeze, and it's now actually happening. Once Zero Hedge or a mainstream media outlet takes note, there could be a run on remaining supply. So there you guys have it. In Shanghai, they pulled 16% out of the vaults just within the last 8 days. And then we have today 1%, 340,000 ounces of silver left the COMEX vault today. As I stated, my good friend Andy, he has his weekly special running right now. You go to milesfranklin.com and I'll put the link on down below. You send him an email, info@milesfranklin, and you tell him that Zach sent you for the best treatment. He's going to get you taken care of. And right now they're running a special $3.49 over spot price on your 10-ounce bars. We love to see that from my good friends at Miles Franklin, Andy Scheckman. We also have a partner that'll help you roll over your 401k retirement account. And you guys know we have a link for Uphold down below. That's where you get your XRP. We have a link for the EliPal Titan wallet. EliPal wallets, good products. I do use multiple wallets, though. Let me just be clear with that. And as I say, we got our options. And it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And it's already started. Same thing with XRP Ripple. You guys know, it's not a matter of if we're going to get an answer here soon. We will. Will it be next month? Is it going to be weeks, like Brad Garlinghouse just said? Or we're going to have to wait till the end of the year? I don't know. But it's inevitable. So we invest for the inevitable events. We prepare for the worst. We pray for something better. I appreciate everyone who tuned in tonight. God bless all of you guys in this community. We are getting so damn close. As we titled this episode, though, the cyber attack is underway. We were reported that one at the very beginning of the show. Cyber attack underway. And as we've been warning, the distractions, the chaos, the order out of chaos motto is how they live by. So be prepared. Prepare for the worst. Pray for something better. And we continue to take action on a daily basis. If you guys are looking to get tapped in, you head to my website, zachrector.com. Let's smash the thumbs up on the way out. Make sure you hit that notification bell. And I will see you guys in the next one. God bless all of you guys. Thank you so much.